where we are now with AI and where the future is. We can kind of talk about some of the different types of AI here, and then talk about kind of some of the stuff that's being talked about now with the advent of Sora. As we look at Google's AI, Google Gemini, lots of stuff to talk about there with the image generating. But let's talk about this. So, can you kind of walk us through different types of AI that there are?
Okay, right now the one that everybody is focused on is generative AI. The focus of generative AI is to generate content. Help me write this article, help me write this email, help me
Hmm.
write whatever, help me write a script, help me write my marketing, help me well, you get the idea. Um, that is the AI that we have that is in vogue right now. We have used other types of AI. We have AI, right here in these wonderful phones of ours that we've been using. What do you think, Siri? What do you think, Alexa? What do you think, uh, Google Assistant is? Those are all artificial intelligences that we've been using for quite some time. Are they generative? No, they're more
Hmm.
predictive. Now,
Hmm.
predictive artificial intelligence, again, has been used for years, especially in the financial world, for high frequency trading. So, for the benefit of someone who may not know what high frequency trading is, that is when you are you are watching and you're seeing a stock or a commodity or a cryptocurrency, and you see, oh, this just made a move. So you are getting ready and you go to click on your mouse to buy or sell. Okay, great, good for you. Well, the artificial intelligence has already seen that, seen what's most likely to happen next, and has literally done 100, 200, 300 trades while you are saying, oh, I see it, click. So those are the two major ones. Now we use other ones as well. You get oh, like Google Assistant, Siri, or Alexa. We see these predictive types of AIs all over the place. When you go to Amazon, you might like you Google builds virtual models of each of us. Facebook builds virtual models of each of us, and you know, while these companies have massive data pools, um, the company that has the most massive data pool actually uh, doesn't have an AI yet. And that company would be Oracle. Oracle has been managing data since the beginning of time, pretty much. And so they have the most data. Um, Now they are making ungodly amounts of money from helping other companies manage data and train data and all this other stuff. Uh, but again, Google has been doing search and storing all those things for since the late 1990s. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if things like MSN Messenger could have been used, or Office 365 could have been used. How many emails, how many PowerPoint presentations, how many reports have been written using a Microsoft product? And Microsoft could simply strip out the identifying data and use the non-identifying data to train, so just like Google, just like Facebook. I mean, that's the name of this game. That's what all this is about. How do I use this AI? So right now, the big phase, it would be generative AI. That's what's in vogue right now. That's what everybody's using. I use generative AI on a regular basis. Um, the fact of the matter is, right now, for a lot of things, for very technical things, writing code, generative AI is actually quite good. It can generate the code, it can write the code, and it can debug the code. But if you use generative AI to write an article or write a book or whatever the case is, you're going to spend a significant amount of time editing, fact checking, um, changing grammar, changing sentence structure. It builds a base, and then you simply build on that.